There we go. Boom. All right, there we go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. A little bit of a little bud to get the night going. Vito, what the fuck? Jeez, go get your ball. Go play with toy. Oh my god, crazy thing. There we go. Ugh, my fucking nose, man. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Nose has been fucking sniffle balled all fucking day. Driving me nuts. Ugh. Man, even coughing a little bit got a little. Blech. Jesus. Goodness gracious. There we go. Oh. YouTube algorithm being a little slow today, aren't we? Lovely. Not too bad though. Get this bad boy charged up. I actually should double check to make sure that the mic is actually fucking working. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully it is, because I know last time it was being stupid. So there we go. Ugh. Felt that one bulging up. Jeez Louise. Ugh. Hey, having the sniffles. QQ. Oh, shit. It's like unplugged. No. Plug back in. Plug back in. Plug back in. Oh, god damn it. Fucking. Ah. No. Just got it plugged, and of course it fucking unplugged itself right when it turned on. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Oh, Jazzy Chunk. Big old chunk chunk. Little floof chunker. I'll whip up some of this, some donk. Because this tiny little pile will not show fast for loading another one right now. That would be no bueno. No bueno indeed. Get one of you tiny bad boys out. Yeah. Can I at least have you on now, bitch? Wow. Really taking your time, huh? Come on. Come on, bitch. At least hit a percent. A single percent will be great. Nothing? Alright. Fuck you. Slow ass charger piece of shit. Ugh. Just kind of realized this might either be the last or maybe second to last stream of 2025 too. I might do one tomorrow before I go to a little show, which is actually free. It's like a little free New Year's little metal show going on. So that'll be fun. So if it ain't gonna be tomorrow, it'll probably be tonight. I know Phoebes is finishing up her fucking, streams for the year, which I'm like, damn it. I was gonna see if we could squeeze in like a duel or some shit, but she's like, nah, I'm kind of like chilling until next year. Which I'm like, don't blame me. I mean, really, the playlist wants to be weird because that's not how I set it up. Yep, it is. Okay, that's just fucking lovely. Lovely. I love it when you like randomize the YouTube playlist and you kind of curate it a little bit, and then it just immediately is just like, nope, nuh-uh. We're gonna like totally randomize it like every couple songs for you, because fuck you, that's why. It's like the true sense of randomness. It's like, that's not what I meant by randomizing the fucking playlist, YouTube. Talk of the old man Logan's out of town, party at Flavor Favel. No. Just, chilling, keep an eye on the doggos. I mean, if anything, if Logan found out I was like having a kickback here and partying without his permission or knowledge, like, he would fucking kill me. Like, dead ass, dude. Maybe not kill me, but he would chew me the fuck out. Because he would assume that I know better, because I do. And even then, who would I have a kickback with? Harley, who's already here, sleeping in there, probably. That or jerking off or some shit, who fucking knows? Like, on his days off, like, this is usually what it does, because I have not seen him leave that fucking room outside of, like, once since he's been off this weekend. Pretty sure he's just sleeping his weekend away, which, I mean, hey, I get it. I've done that before a couple times, but, dude, like, all the fucking time for one, and for two, it's just, like, both days? I might sleep, like, one of my days, for the most part, off, and then the next day I'm usually doing shit. Like, that's just diabolical, bro. He's like the only person I know that, like, outside of like working, can practically just sleep everything else off for the most part. It's just like, bro, what the fuck? Why do you dress like Antifa? What the fuck is Antifa supposed to dress like? What? I didn't realize there was a like a clothing like doctrine or something, like I didn't realize there's like a attire prerequisite when it comes to the attire. I'm just literally wearing a leather jacket and like a VF4 scarf because it's cold as shit. It's a vibe, really. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, that I can agree with. I suppose there could be a vibe to it, probably because of this, and maybe this too, and maybe that. Which says "fuck you, make me." I know it's backwards, but I mean, yeah. So there's, I mean, yeah, there's things you can point out for sure, but I mean, if you want to know better, they want to know. It definitely is. Not really. Unless you call black block, like where you're wearing all black and covering your identity too with like, black like balaclava or something like that. I mean, unless you're thinking that, but that's not strictly just Antifa. That's black bloc, which is a collective of different people that do good trouble, when it comes to different protests and shit. It's not just, Antifa types that do shit like that. They try to be disrespectful. Yeah, no, at least I'm assuming not. At least not that immediately strikes me you are. Though I know plenty of right wing people, and not even just that, but just people that'll pop in on here, and just make hardcore presumptions just based off of like what I'm wearing, what I'm talking about, shit like that. Which really speaks more to them than to me. But, whatever. Session with me, if anything, really. Well, that's kind of in part point of these streams. Just talk some shit, about whatever the topic happens to be about, and drink a little bit, have a couple the little brews. Yeah, we drink a little bit, have some brews, Saying it twice. Have some brews, smoke some bongs. Just curious, really, man. Well, you don't gotta explain yourself. You're fine. I would have like popped if you were kind of being a little like, what are you, so many chief queer, some shit, I would have been like, I like gin personally, tons of bud. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a gin guy personally. More of like a vodka or whiskey dude. But even then, I don't really do it too often. Just because like, especially at least the last time I had some whiskey, was at Bruce Lee Sinners, and I had like one too many, not because I got too much, but because I didn't have enough water or food before. So I end up feeling like at the end of the show, like the last like 10 minutes, being like, oh fuck, my stomach getting green with this. I just had to kind of like go to the bathroom, just kind of sit down and just like set it off for a minute, and then there was like a little water fountain right around the corner. So after I just sat it off for a minute, I just did that. But so I know at least with whiskey, especially whiskey coke, especially if I don't have any food in my system, that she could be a mean mistress. Vodka I can handle better. Um, and also my favorite vodka, which I actually have over here, that my dad got me for Christmas. How he had the money for it, I have no fucking idea. But this is my favorite vodka, Reka. It's like saying like it's really good shit. And also it doesn't really burn that much. I mean, if you have a lot of it, it's gonna get a little burn for you, but like honestly, it's super fucking smooth. That's some good stuff. Hey, you already know. I don't like whiskey or gin. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not really much of a gin guy. I definitely do not like tequila and shit. Oof. Rum, it has to be like fruity spiced rum and shit like that. I've had like Jamaican Dr. Bird rum before, and that's really good. I've had other rums like silver rum and white, and shit. And I'm like, ugh. So tequila, I'm very picky with, but I mean, I do like spiced rum though. Strangely enough, while most of my friends don't like that. Have you tried 45th Parallel? No, I have not. Parallel, I can't spell parents. I hate it when that happens. Oh, Phoebe, you son of a bitch. Phoebe, you bitch. You said last night was the official final stream, and what do I get? A notification saying the true last stream at 25. You. God damn it. Could have been like, you know, we duo together and been like, it's going to be our true final 2025 streams. You know, you're fucking insane. I did nothing to rally you up, and now you're fucking going nuts. Whoa. Some nice vodka. I think I've seen it before, but I've just never tried it. Take a nice piece, scotch on the rocks. Ooh, scotch, yeah. Scotch is alright. I mean, I've never had enough scotch to really know if I truly like it or not. But, I don't know. I've never had a bad experience with scotch. When times I've had it. Which is like maybe 2 times ever. Ugh, my fucking nose, dude. Sorry, that's going to be like an off and on thing tonight. I'm pretty sure. It's been like this all fucking day. It's driving me nuts. What if I told you vampires are real? I would say that you're kind of silly because they're not. Unless you're talking about like, you know, Wiccan voodoo style, like pagan vampire shit. Then I guess technically, but they're not like your typical traditional, what you know as a vampire. Because if that's the case, then I guess, sure, technically, because my dad used to date one. Get a veto. Get a veto. Get a veto. Does Stephen Miller count as a vampire? Yeah, actually, I would count him as a vampire. Oh my fucking god. Okay, you're done. You're all done. No, chill. Chill the fuck out. I'm so glad that it's not break. Chill. I don't mind y'all playing, but don't be fucking going mosh pit status on shit. I know the music's heavy, but yo. Taking kids adrenochrome. Oh shit. We got one of you guys in here. Oh, you're one of the you're one of those like adrenochrome guys, aren't you? Is that pupper? 2 dogs. I'm the uncle of. My dog's the younger brother of these 2. And their pops is out of town for the night. So, I'm taking care of them. I'm the adrenochrome guy. Oh, shit, bro. I thought Alex Jones was the adrenochrome guy. Because I'm not going to lie, like, I mean, I would figure he would be. No, I don't know, lol. I just like sick race shit. Well, hey, you know. Honestly, sometimes you got to do that, you know, every now and then, just to kind of gauge on what people think and believe. Especially if you really don't know what their politics are like. You're like, you know what, let me just say some wild shit and see what they say. Meet that slain bird. Unfortunately, no, I can't. I knew it was going to come up eventually, and I wish I could, but sadly, no. Fortunately, it's one of those things where it's on the lease of the contract of my friend, where it's it just straight up, like, you can't fuck with it or replace the battery on it. And it's ridiculous. And I looked it up, and apparently, like, that's also a thing that, you know, landlords and property managers can instill as a rule, and that's why, unfortunately, that shit's, you know, kind of a thing. Including here. I will say it's a recurring thing that trolls love to pop up on them, so. Whoa. Hey, that got some zoomies. Oh, the fire alarm that Logan will fix? Yeah, that. Has that need batteries for generations now? Yeah. And what's even more funny is that one over there, that one don't even work. That one's just there. It's basically just a display piece. Which is also kind of illegal at this point. Like, I mean, a property manager could be liable for this shit, and they should. Because they've been lazy motherfuckers. Get him. Get him, Jack. Probably shouldn't encourage them, but I am anyway. Whoa, Vito. Whoa. Why do you go running over there like you're about to be a battering ram, dude? Jesus. They got really some hardcore play mode shit right now. No, shoot, fam, just wasn't sure. Well, at least you're. I will say, at least you're chill as fuck about things. Making the frogs gay. They're putting chemicals in the water. Turning the freaking frogs gay. My landlord uses low-quality smoke detectors. They replace too quickly when they broke. Because at least it sounds like they care enough, and they probably go cheap just because it's easy to replace and doesn't hit their budget hard. That's my guess. And honestly, if like what they cheap out on is just some basic bitch ass like fire alarm that only lasts like 6 months or a year, and you know everything else about it is about the place is pretty aight, then you know what, can't complain too much. At least they replace them and and all that. Unlike some places. These two are going fucking wild, man. The old ones are ass though. Oh, they probably got better ones now, yeah. I mean, obviously they're gonna probably get the ones that are like on the cheaper end, but are at least more up to date still. They're not gonna just like get some cheap ass like ones that are already like thrown away and used. The first one randomly go off for no reason. Faulty detector, sounds like. All right, Vito. Vito, get over here. Jesse, come up here. Do what you're. They're actually being pretty chill. This might be kind of roughhousey. This will kind of distract you for a bit. Hold on. Back up. Okay, you're already all sitting. Shit. Stay. Nope, stay. I guess I'm doing Vito first. Vito paw. Ow! No! That was not a paw, you asshole. Paw. Good boy. Lay down. Boy, there you go. Jesus! Paw. There you go. Jeez, fucking crackheads for these rawhides. What's up? Nice scarf. Thanks. And what's up, what's up? Just had to calm these little crazy fucks down for a minute. And now they're both happy, just chilling on some rawhides. Goofy little things. I really am so happy for this tripod. This is so nice. Right, dogs. Not as bratty as my boy. Their younger brother, Zukov, my dog, is a fucking princess. He is a spoiled little fucking shit, dude. He is... It's hard to kind of keep him standing still and staying. Like, if I ask for a paw from him, he will literally just go... like, and just be fidgety and shit. Be like, no, just give it me. And he's redonkulous. These two are just energetic right now. And Vito, he's just already kind of crazy as it is. Jazzy kind of a silly little galump chunk though. But she be a feisty bitch sometimes. You get to be a little bad bitch hunter and crazy bad bitch sometimes. Other than that, you act like a cute little galump. This little galump ball. Yeah. Get swaddled. Yeah. Goofy little thing. Well, yeah. I mean, Alaska is some northern states. I am in a northern state, in the PNW. Not Alaska, though. I'm not going to lie, it feels like Alaska outside. I would love to visit Alaska at some point. That'd be really cool as fuck. Though, probably more during the spring or summertime. Definitely not any time right now. This man takes a bold stance, gets onto everyone. Look at him, so bold and brave. Okay, and You must be so bold and brave to call it out. So bold and brave to call out someone for being so bold and brave. I'm quaking in my boots just thinking about it. Oh shit, got called out. Watch out, everybody. Why you're saying it like it's a bad thing, dude? Like, out of all the things, that's what you want me to, be like, nah. Yeah, watch out, bro. Oh shit, he's getting Nazis, guys. Like, really? Like, considering the fucking scarf I'm wearing, you couldn't have been like, oh wow, look at this guy, he's against Jews or something, so brave. Look at him being bold or brave or something. You could have done that. And then I could have gotten a little gripe out of it. But you said Nazism, like that was supposed to be a dog on me or some shit. And it's like, dude, no, it's not, man. That isn't like the dog you think it is, my guy. Everyone's against Nazism? Not really. If that's the case, then for one, how come they are still around and are people that, basically are excusing their existence? And for two, you're making a fucking gripe over it. And for three, that ain't my smoke alarm. I'm watching my friend's dogs while, he's out of town. So maybe we should get at the landlord/property managers predominantly at replacing that stupid fucking thing, more so than me or my buddy, because that's on the lease, not the fuck of it, which is stupid, and I think it's retarded. Someone chose to ignore by sending a truckload of smoke detectors to. Honestly, that would be kind of hilarious. Yeah, at that rate, I just sell on eBay. I'd be like, hey, I got like a shitload of smoke detectors. Fuck it. I mean, what else am I going to do with them? I guess I can give a couple for free to my buddies. Be like, here you go. Free smoke detectors. I replace mine at my house and bada beam, bada boom. Vito, what are you doing? Oh, let's try and grab ball. But have a hard time replacing the battery. No, the property managers are. Because they're lazy pieces of shit. And also, my friend's planning on moving from this place anyway, so what's the point of trying to get on their ass about it when you're not going to be here that much longer? Got my fucking nose today. Hey, yike. And then you go bigger. Big Chungus is the answer to your problems. Yeah, like actually, like, hit me with something that actually, is worth my while. A little more creative than usual shit. Paid on sleep well. That's the landlord's problem. Yeah. If you're renting and have a contract of a lease, to a landlord or a property manager, yeah, it kind of is. Why am I giving them fucking money to live in this space, if they're not going to at least take care of problems that are happening in said space? Yeah, it kind of is their fucking problem. You're really gonna make excuses for a fucking landlord? It's the opposite. Like, if I'm like renting, to a landlord and or a property manager, then it is expected that they are to at least, if something's wrong, like if I, if it's on the contract, can't, mess with a fucking fire alarm, when it comes to, the fire alarms they have on the property, then it's their job when I bring it up to them to fucking replace it. Especially as soon as possible. Like, duh. Of course it's their fucking problem. Are you just trying to make yourself look like an idiot? Because, I mean, it's working. And if only that other person that was here just like a little bit ago, was still sticking around. Because then I could be like, see, this is, who I'm talking about when it comes to, like, the trolls and shit. Because that guy wasn't. Yeah, he mentioned it, but it was like, oh, okay. So, which that's, shocker, what an adult does. What a human brain cells does. Even if it is an issue, which, yeah, even I think it is, but I'm not going to do about it. But, nah. You're a joke. Says the guy who's literally just, like, fucking around, jerking himself off in my chat. With obviously nothing fucking better to do with his life or time. Because if you're really trying to, like, come at me and dogging on for being like, sarcastic, I could tell, being like, oh, must be a smart man earning your monies and doing big things. And it's like, yeah, compared to you, yes, I am. And they're only just expanding further from there. I like you being the silly fucking joke here. Even with me doing these things, I do them for free doing this shit. And even then, like, I'm growing up to where I could eventually soonly get monetized. And you know what? When that comes up, I'm gonna fucking do it, because why not? Because, hey, y'all doing that type of shit, is just only helping the algorithm and making that easier for me. So go ahead, keep chatting your dumb shit there, regular chatter. And I could, let's see how long your channel's been around. I could look at your channel activity. Year ago. I haven't been around long, huh? How's it going? Good. Doing good. Just messing around with just no profile picture. Little sad boy. Damn, YouTube Roblox, my absolute gem. You can send it to me on Telegram and I can at least read it out loud there. I can at least do that. What honest could someone like you ever have? Seriously? You? For one, you're here. And at least what the concurrent YouTube count says, 7. And from the last couple streams, I'd say collectively about 1.5K-ish, give or take, from the last couple streams. Because they went up to about, one of them was around 500, the other one was around, like, about 600-7-ish hundred, give or take, and some change. And then the one before that was around, like, 100 or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. An audience that's been growing and building for a while. I mean, what fucking audience do you got, bitch? You do these? Because obviously you don't. You got only 3 subs, only done this for a year, being a silly little channel. There's no hope. Yeah, because I started doing these a while ago. You got real fanboys in here. I know. It's so cute, isn't it? And also, most of my channel, too, for the longest time, was mostly just uploading concert videos and shit like that, which I still do. So, yeah, that doesn't always usually garner, subs. And he started building once I started doing these, though. And I've been doing it for quite a while, too. But once, the YouTube vertical stream stuff, started going on, that's when the growth happened. Because YouTube strangely prioritizes streams like this versus horizontal ones. So, I'm just going where the algorithm takes me. Oh shit, 6-7. Shut up. Someone crack some beers. Hey, I already have one cracked. And whatever happened to the fucking 69, bro? You 6-7 kitty weird fucks are gonna have to understand that 69 will always and forever reign supreme. Show me the funny hat. The other one is from a band local in Portland called Los Moblados. And this one just simply says, fuck you, make me. Are you a member in Taifa? There's no membership to it. But, you know what? I'll entertain it. Yeah, sure. Really cool on there. Thanks. I got another hat over there that is also from the main band Los Moblados. 1 out of 5 hats that I have completely pinned the fuck up. It's just like over there, and I really don't want to deal with it and go around and pick it up. I haven't worn it in a while because I need to get a couple pinbacks for 2 different pins. So, you know, because they're a little, obviously don't have the pinbacks and they're a little loose, so any movement will just boop, pop them off. And I obviously don't want that, so I just kind of gently left them in there and just need to get our pinback on it. Also, there's like a little hole where I had a pin once, but it fell off at a show, so I just haven't had another one to replace it with. Next time I had like a little small show at some point, you know, I'll probably grab like, you know, a little set of pins or something. Do you have any regrets? Sure. Doesn't anybody? I mean, it's just one of those things where you can't completely, you know, fret over it or like, you know, be, you know, like constantly consumed by it all the time. Oh man, every now and then I'll like have something, you know, just some random memory. I'm like, ugh, you know, like a cringe memory that just kind of hits you out of nowhere. I'm like, ugh, I regret that. You know, I get that shit sometimes. That's for like, you know, some like big serious ones. Yeah, I got a couple, but I mean, if anything, I just consider them learning experiences, you know, just for, you know, just doing better next time, basically. So, like I said, you can't like completely fret on that shit all the time. If anything, you know, just use that as a learning experience. This thing's getting violated. Jesus. I'm gonna have to grab like some paper towels or something, just bring it over here. Lol. You have nothing else besides just lol. Went down to the point where there's like nothing. Love it. You ever cheat on sniffing ogre? Nope. Well, I have a weird, funny story where I almost did to somebody else. Where, like, this was back when I was doing karaoke streams at this bar that I used to go to after work all the time. I haven't been there in a long while, but well, no, that's not really true. I've been there a couple times not too long ago, but like there was this chick. I'll just nickname her Jay, but she like was off and on being kind of flirtatious with this another friend. Oh fuck, they both have J names. I'm just gonna nickname this other dude Jason. You know, so that's not his actual name, but let's call him that. So they've been kind of flirtatious, but not like together yet. You know what I mean? You know, and the night that they were gonna kind of like make it official, essentially, Jay got super wasted, and I happened to be at the karaoke bar, you know, and she was too. We're all, you know, having fun stuff, and you know, or I was assumed at this point boyfriend, you know, or at least about to be, you know, he wasn't there, but at least, you know, a bunch of other of her friends and other people that we all knew were there. So good time and shit. And then but she also lived in front of the apartments like right across the street from the place, and she trusted me and was like, I'm a little too fucked up. Can you, escort me home? I'm like right there. I'm just like, you can almost like see my apartment there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sure, you know, but obviously she's so wasted, she needs to lean on me, to like not fall over. So people saw that and they thought that we were going back to her apartment to fuck or something. And for like a week, about well, not a week, no, that's not even true, I would say like at least a weekend for sure, but at least the next week there was this kind of like weird murmur, and I had someone come up, it's like, hey, what's up, bro, hey, I overheard, you might have, with, Jam, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no. Like, I even left her a note after I left, and shit, because she, like, because once we got to her apartment, she, like, changed out and just immediately just collapsed and slept. Like, literally in, like, less than a minute. Like, went in the bathroom, changed out, plopped on her bed, and just was gone. And me and my dog, because I usually would bring my dog a lot to the bar, and everyone loved him. He was, so no one cared usually. Um, and then so we all like she had this gigantic beanbag couch, so we were just chilling there, and like I power napped for like not really long, maybe like 30 minutes. And then I heard my dog kind of scratching at the door because he wanted to go out, and I was like, well. Here, let me write a note really quick to let her know, because she'll probably wake up wondering what the fuck, because she said it was cool for me to spend the night, but I'm like, I gotta make sure my dog's fed and he's got water and stuff. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So I wrote her a little note, and I even took a picture of it because I made a little doodle on the bottom. I was like, it's kind of a cute little doodle. Boop. So I left, and honestly, thank God I took that picture, because with that next, the following week, I showed a picture, and they're like, oh, yeah, so you just made sure she was cool and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't see her right now. But next time, I see him, I'll let him know, blah, blah, blah. And then at, later the next day on Saturday, they happened to show up, and he came up to me being like, hey, by the way, thanks to make sure that my girl was actually, escorted safely. You're actually, pretty cool for that, and blah, blah, blah. Because he eventually saw the note too, because I sent it to J2 as a picture, or at least she might have took it one and, sent it to him. So it cleared out all right, but I was just like, oh shit. that could have been presumed to be a lot worse if I honestly didn't write the little note and take a picture of it, at least. Even if I didn't take a picture of it, it would have been fine. See where you had 600 subs. Well, why don't you tell a story, bud? Why don't you do a stream and tell some stories? If you have any to tell. Because at least I have stories to tell, unlike you. You're not exactly impressing anybody there, buddy. Left you subscribe. Well, thanks. For literally just like proving the exact opposite of like regular chatter's point. Just literally validating my points. If I'm such a bad storyteller, how come it literally got me a subscribe? I got a subscribe. How does that work, bitch? Obviously, can't be that bad of a storyteller if I'm at least gaining subs from telling a story. Jesus Christ. And he wasn't even the one who asked the question. But they subbed anyway because of it. So, tell that story, please. I mean, I can't just, like, shoot one out of my ass. I mean, you'll just have to kind of ask me a question, and maybe a story can come from it. Because I got different little stories. I just can't think of any right off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of something that might be at least somewhat relatable to that last one. Because I do got like various like stories from like the karaoke bar that I go to all the time. I have a few from there. I'll probably tell another one from oh, I thought of one. Because I did mention that, some people usually are pretty chill with my dog. I mentioned that from my story from earlier. Well, this is at least one of the times where there was somebody that certainly wasn't. Have you ever skipped school? Yeah. Honestly, it was really just because it was a class that, well, it was a study hall class anyway, so it's like, I could just show up and at least show up for attendance and just fucking fuck off, basically, at that point. So it didn't really matter that much. And also, I had a free period in the morning, so that's not really skipping school, but I would hang out with my friends that would skip. Actually, funny enough, this isn't a long story, but there was one time where we were hanging out by the public library because it was like, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 blocks down from the high school. And there's like a little pond that was over there, and there was a couple of friends that were skipping, but I was friends with them, so it was my free period, so I was just hanging out with them. And a fucking cop rolled up because somebody from the library is like, I think these kids are skipping school. And, they asked, hey, can we see your school IDs, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sure, yeah. And they asked, like, are you, what's your classes right now? I was like, I have a free period. I'm just hanging out with my friends, And they're like, do they have free periods? And I'm like, I just shrugged because I'm not going to, like, outright snitch. They can snitch on themselves or be honest themselves. I'm just hanging out with them. I just have their number and say, hey, we're hanging out over here if you want to say what's up after breakfast at school or some shit. I was like, sure. So, and of course, the two kids that were skipping, got escorted back to the school, and they're like, all right, you just go back to school because it's almost like a period anyway for you, I'm pretty sure, or something, blah, blah, blah. Just, you're fine, but just get back on campus. Like, he just said you could walk back, but these two are, being escorted back. I'm like, ooh. They didn't actually get, like, legal trouble. They just got, like, some, like, detention slip or some shit like that for it or whatever the fuck. It was, benign shit. But like I said, it's not really, like, a long story. Not even really that much worth mentioning. It's just kind of a silly, like, ooh, well, that happened, kind of thing. But anyway. So there was this so for the story I put a pin on real quick because this one's a longer one, about like how usually people are pretty chill with dogs, which by the way that's about like 95% of the time. The 5%, well, there was actually mostly two different incidents. One of them was kind of weirdly reoccurring, mostly because, like, well, I'll say this real quick for this one. Like, there was this dude who I initially thought was pretty cool until I realized it wasn't. That's for another story, another day, or maybe later. But he had his, I think, wife or girlfriend, one to two, who would be there, not all the time, but every so often. But she supposedly is allergic to dogs, supposedly. But the thing is, though, she's been there when there's been other animals there too, and other people's dogs, and she's never really had much of an issue with them. But when it comes to me, for whatever fucking reason, she always had a weird little like glare at me, even if I was at like at the opposite end of the bar, and like I'm just like in my own little corner hanging out with other people. She would literally get her boyfriend or her husband to come over and be like, hey, look, you're actually being cool right now, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're over here, you're minding the space and stuff like that. And all that shit. But she, like, brought me over here to, like, kind of gripe you about it and this and that and kind of keep you over here and stuff and pretend to kind of look like, la, la, la. And I'm like, well, nah, yeah, blah, blah, and I was like, sure, I get it, I just don't understand why she has such a problem when it's like because the first time, uh, like she met my dog or whatever, she mentioned it to me, and I was like, all right, cool, but ever since then, she was just a bitch, and it's like, I'm like out going out of my way, if I have my dog there to like not be around you because I'm respecting what I assume is you have a dog allergy. But because I've seen her there long enough with other dogs too, where she has no fucking issue, nothing. So and then it made me realize like you're just kind of a cunt. And she really did have like this like resting angry bitch face like constantly, even when she was kind of being friendly or nice and smiling, even she still had this like bitch face look. I'm like, I was thinking, even the other guy, I'm like, like what like how'd you get with her, man? How does this work? At least at the time. I've kind of realized later down the line, I'm like, oh, I kind of see why. But the second incident though was with a dude who had a service dog, and mine's at least at least for emotional support, so it's not like full on service. And I wanted to at least get him qualified for that. I don't know if it's too late for that at this point, which I'm pretty sure it is. He's kind of getting. He's not like old, but he's like 4 years now, a little older than 4 years. So it's like, yeah, probably not. He's kind of not like set in his ways, but he's too much not that. I mean, he's at least, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But like he was like, by my, sitting right by me. I was like sitting on this like, at the long table that they have at the bar. And I had him like, chilling right by me, and I was hanging out with my buddies, and a dude walked by going to the bathroom real quick. My dog like, "Whoop, whoop." And I was like, hey, what's up, bro? And I just kind of like pulled it back, and shit. And then, I just didn't really think much of it, honestly, because I'm just still hanging out with my buddies and shit. And then the dude comes back, going up to the counter and stuff. And then my dog does it again. I'm kind of being a little loose with it. I'm like, why do you want to sniff him so bad? It's like, and then I kind of looked up and he was giving me like this like offended fucking look of like he wanted to kill me or something. I was like, I looked down because I couldn't see what was like down below where his feet were, and it was a dog. And I was like, oh. And I immediately yanked my boy back, all the way back. I'm like, oh hell no, you sit. I immediately was like, no, no, no. Now I see why he was freaking out there for a second. Not like outright freaking out, but being like, can I sniff you? Can I sniff you? Are you my friend? Trying to get all up in their face and stuff, because my dog is a very assertively friendly dog. He always wants to be all up in your face and be like, oh, you're my buddy, like all the time, so then this dude comes back after a minute once he got a drink and being like, your dog tried to like assault and like, my dog and stuff, right? And get on him. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. I just didn't see that you had a dog up until last second. And I pulled him back because but he's a friendly boy. He doesn't bite or doesn't hurt, or attack or nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And he just wanted to argue with me about it. I'm like, hey, I owned up saying my bad. I didn't notice until last second when I looked down. I was being chill fit, and this dude just was like, no. And then, he was like, he tried to like bite my dog and stuff. At some point, like in a 5-minute back and forth with this fucking dude, and I'm trying to be just like chill the entire time. And he threw that at me, and I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. Like, I know my dog. He's many things, but he never will fucking bite anything. And I was like, I mean, look, I get it. Like, I mean, I owned up to my shit, but bro, quit being a dick now. You're just being an asshole. And then he like thought about it. It's like, actually, yeah, my bad. You're actually kind of right. Like, yeah, he's, he kind of kept looking down throughout the argument, looking at my boy. And after I, was yanked him, and then he came back anyway, he was still just chilling there at that point. Because I kind of, because I think he wanted to see if my dog was going to do some other shit or something, because I noticed that. And obviously nothing happened. And you know, and eventually he just like chilled the fuck out and realized like, oh yeah, I am kind of being a dick now. Cause look, I mean, he could have been like, hey yo, you know, like, can you please mind your dog and stuff and blah blah blah. And I would have been like, hey, totally fine, my bad, I did not notice that, you know, on me, you know. It's like, you know, a reach and foul kind of shit at basketball. It's like, hey, oop, my bad, you know, try that accordingly next time, you know, which is all right, you know, shit happens. Just don't be an asshole. And it's just like, eventually he chilled out, and at some point I was like, you know, like when one of my buddies was talking to him for a while, came back over. I was like, hey, you know, is he, you know, chilled out and stuff? He's like, yeah, he's cool now. You know, he's actually, you know, an awesome guy and stuff. I was like, I watched my dog for a sec, and I went up to him for a second. It's like, hey, no hard feelings and stuff, my bad, and blah blah blah. You know, hope you know your night isn't too soiled or nothing. He's like, nah, it's not, blah blah blah. And like, hey, you know, yeah, it's like I saw you doing karaoke earlier a little bit. You know, you're actually kind of cool. It seems like so. You know, my bad. I was like, hey, my bad too. You actually got a really cute dog anyway. You know, and so it's like, you know, it ended up being alright, but it was still kind of like a dude. You made like a big thing out of a little thing. It's like, my guy, why? It's just why. Woke up at 2, did a line, started drinking at 7. Is that good for 17? I'm just take like 300 seconds to reevaluate everything of your life. just I'm just not even gonna dignify it with anything else. Do you have any tips on how to be successful? Well, I'm kind of trying to do that now myself. Just honestly, it sound as cliche as fuck as it sounds. Just hustle. You know, make every day at least productive in some way. You know, I mean, like at that point, just basically make. You know, I guess at minimal, you know, if anything, just make every day at least some productive and you know, in something. Again, that's also kind of cliche as fuck, but I mean, it does make sense though. I mean, because sometimes you know, if you can't really do like you know bigger successes, or you know, it might take some time for that. You can at least still make something immediate of a day. You know, when trying to make something you know successful of that day. Even if it's something small, it's just like cleaning up the house a little bit or some shit. You know, that's successful. Or you know, kind of reorganizing your room, or you know, tidying it up a little bit. And, you know, well, it could be a little thing. The fuck that Epstein username? God, that's why I'm not even dignifying it because I know that that's just some troll ass bullshit, bro. Because I'll admit, dude, because YouTube's like, hey, this is not made for kids. Bullshit doesn't work. Because there are actual like, yeah, I'm like this age, and I tell them, yeah, because I can assume I'm taking a benefit of doubt with at least a few of them that will admit this, and I'm like, can you not say that? These aren't made for kids. I don't need the algorithm fuck with me or like or any whatever. It's like I don't want some weird responsibility because you're admitting to that shit. Because you like put your mom's birthday instead of your own. It's like, come on now. I mean, because there are some, you know, that'll be in here that are like 15, 16, and might even be lurkers now at this point, maybe off and on. You know, that I'm like, hey, you're actually kind of chill, but like you're keep it on a deal if your age. Because look, I was the same way, man, way back in the day. I was watching fucking like TJ Kirk, The Amazing Atheist, fucking Filthy Frank, you know, like just shit that obviously someone my age probably shouldn't be watching, but I was anyway, because I didn't give a fuck. You know, so, and obviously, a lot of that stuff would sometimes be age restricted. How do you bypass it? You put in your like older brother's age, or you put in your fucking dad's birth year, you know, instead of your own, you know, random shit like that. You know, it's just like, and there you go, boom. Now you bypass shit. And honestly, it ain't really too much different now, although I will admit it's starting to get a little bit more difficult. which honestly, like, I'm kind of okay with to an extent. I just wish that like it wasn't the way it's kind of going with it when it comes to this weird ID age verification bullshit. I don't like it how it's going with that. But I do like the idea of like, yo, can we at least like actually have a genuine separation here? Like there's YouTube kids and shit for fuck's sake, you know? I mean, like it shouldn't be hard to actually make these things efficient and actually make it so that, you know, content on YouTube, like stuff that I do, or even other random shit, you know, it doesn't have to be anything in particular, you know, it could be fine and be bolstered. And, you know, we don't have to worry about like some fucking little 13-year-old little kitty coming in and, you know, being like exploring content that, you know, probably ought not should be. Because for the most part, all in all, like, I don't need anyone under 18, you know, just hanging out. Because my content ain't built for them. I don't know why it would. Unless they're like already into politics or something. Which by the time I was like 15 to 16, I was into politics a little bit. Nowhere near to where I am now. Though I will say I'm not as into politics as I was before, but yeah, you know, I'm definitely a very political minded junkie, that's for sure. You know? Hey, it's one of my filler words. It's better than my friend Logan, because he literally goes, "You know what I mean? You know what I mean?" He says that so all the time, and I'm like, because I will like sometimes say, "You know what I mean?" occasionally, but now I'm like trying to keep it out of my vocabulary because he says it all the fucking time. It's like Jesus, man. Whoa, oops. Just trying to adjust so the cable ain't being too jonked out. There we go. You know what's funny? Actually, it kind of reminds me of another little story. When I was in a jazz class, in a jazz band, and like, cause straight up, my filler word that, because at the beginning of each class that we had, we would like listen to a jazz song, and then basically talk about what we liked about it, what we thought about it, stuff like that. You know, so we could kind of like tune our ears and also just have an excuse to listen to some music and some good jazz and shit like that. And then also guess the year of when the album was released, you know, of the song we listened to. And because like given enough time of in that class, like one thing I at least noticed was that you know, we would be able to narrow down the years outside of like some curveball like album or some shit that our band director had. Like we would start being able to narrow it down because we've been able to listen to enough albums and enough songs where, you know, we could tell just by the virtue of production value like what era it could be, at least moving forward from like the current year to like at least a certain time versus before. You know, unless like I said, there's a curveball album where artistic choices they made it sound older and shit like that. But while doing that shit, you know, I would talk about, you know, like when I was explaining how I felt about different, you know, parts of like a song or, you know, a particular, you know, piece of music that we listen to, you know, because sometimes I wouldn't have too much to say, but sometimes I would have a lot to say. But to try to articulate sometimes what I want to try to say, or like, you know, or fill in the words of what I'm saying, I would say like a lot. So I'd be like, God damn it, I'm gonna start really noticing this. But as an example, I'll be like, oh yeah, I noticed that trumpet section, you know, like it for a while really wasn't like the main point in, you know, the signature of the song. But then once it got into that big bombastic part, like I really love how there was like this extra like, you know, like bombastic, you know, like sharp brassy tone that like really amplified, like what was going on with the song piece, with everything else, with the, with the woodwind section, the guitar, like, and all that, yeah. I would say like so often to the point that, you know, like it was an inside joke where every now and then a band director, his nickname was V, so I'll always call him that. He would just every now and then look at me and be like, and I'll just be like, oh god damn it. I'll just sit here like, oh shit, I'm saying like every other word. I'm like, and I'll be have to like, now I have to really like find another filler or something else, because goddamn. Hola, hola. Well, what's that? You know, well, honestly, at least is a little bit better of a filler, because hopefully, at least it's seen as like you're on the same page, right? It's at least that filler is kind of like a weird, subtle, like on same page, kind of thing. At least that one kind of gets a little bit of an inference and a little bit of a pass, arguably. I mean, I want to say completely if you do it all the time, which I know I need to kind of try to exercise that away a little bit, but hey. I mean, because having filler words is fine. I mean, it just shows that your brain is still processing and thinking. I mean, if anything. So honestly, it's like it's not a bad thing, but you just don't want to be caught up doing the same fillers and a lot and very frequently all the time. That's for sure. Hold on. Find the music out. She's snoring. She is dead ass snoring. Just a little galump. Oh, Vito's jealous. You're about to, yep, there he is. Yep, he's jealous. He's a jealous boy. You are a jelly boy. You ever wish you could be a kid again? I guess since, like, yesn't. Like the weird, like, innocence slash, like, I don't know, the lack of having to worry about bullshit, like, adulting, I guess on that level, yeah. Being able to, and I guess maybe of like the era, late 90s, early 2000s, early 20, well, just, 2000s in general, all in all. Well, well, anything before 2008, let's just be honest here. Well, and 2001 in certain ways. So, but I don't know. I mean, to a degree, but hey, I mean, I just say no because like I do like and enjoy the experiences that I do have, and 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 all that shit in between. So I don't know, and especially when it comes to like the people I've met, shows I've been to, the places I've seen, shit like that. I mean, it's it's kind of hard to trade off, and trade away. And also, like, hey, no offense to mama or my pops, but like, I was just kind of like doing my shit for the most part. And whenever my mom was there, she was like the weird, you're gonna be closeted and like fucking sheltered, and I'm gonna treat you like my baby boy, and fucking make you try to be a church kid and blah blah blah. Like, so look, I love my mama, but there's that shit, and I'm like, so I'm like, no, I don't want that. And my dad was always working and shit, so he was never always there and stuff. But when he was, like, he would be there and shit. But like, at least on his work nights, he would just be sleeping because it's like, yeah, I'm fucking like I'm out of it doing landscape and shit. Now I'm tired as fucking sore, so I'm like, I'm done having a beer and chilling out for the night. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, all in all, I'd say that, like, despite all that shit anyway, I wouldn't trade it for anything else because it got me to, in a way, in the spot that I am now. But, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I guess if I can go back with the knowledge and everything that I have now, knowing that I could probably make a better opportunity and better shit from it, like my mind is the same, but now I'm just back at that like 14-year-old body or some shit. Yeah, I'd probably be doing a lot more different things or some shit. You know what I mean? So I guess that's kind of the thing. If I wish I could, then do I still have like the hindsight mind where I can go back, but I'm still like my 28 self? Because if I still am, now I got like hindsight in mind. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this knowledge. I know this and this, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. It's an interesting question ultimately, because I mean, like, the answer is different for everybody. Because I know there are definitely some people that be like, fuck no. And some people be like, yeah. For me, I'm like, shit, fuck if I know. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on circumstances and certain factors. And asterisks and caveats. And the tiny little fine print in the contract and shit. Goofy little doggos. Let's see if this thing got charged up enough. You can always use this little Wi-Fi phone bad boy to look like at an article or something. Actually, speaking of articles, while that turns on, I did see that what was her? I forgot her fucking name, like Bonnie Babar or something like that. It was like some French like sex revolutionary activist slash like model and actress and shit, died earlier today and shit. But I was like, who is she? And I'm like, I don't know if I care about her. Cause like, I mean, in her early days, as being like, an activist and shit, and, for a time, I'm like, all right. I mean, I dig that, and hey, I've seen some pictures of her when, she was in her prime, and I'm like, god damn. I will admit, like, whoa, that's a damn. But later in her life, man, she became like this fucking crazy, weird, racist bitch. Like, she literally thought like the scourge of the Muslim horde was coming to France back in like the 90s and shit. Like, which made me realize that this whole weird like anti-Muslim sentiment shit in Europe is not anything new. Which, hey, I'm not really too surprised because that's the same thing for fucking America when it comes to our weird racist shit. So, hey, not too surprised. And she also like was very adamant and a very big vocal supporter of the National Front of the far party in France of Marie Le Pen as well, and all that other shit. And also like weirdly used like her animal activism, because she was also an animal rights activist. Like in her later life, she was just basically using that as an excuse to just try to like demonize Muslims, and shit, being like, they're like slaughtering animals in their backyards and shit, and blah 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 blah. Which honestly, now I'm thinking about, she's probably one of the main, like voices pushing that bullshit in Europe, at least in France, especially in like the 2010s and 20, like mid 2010s and shit, when that was like a really huge thing going on in Europe at the time. Because that's when like some of that shit came out, and she was even saying that even beforehand. But it's like she just would switch it up every now and then. So I was just like, whoa. She became like kind of a reprehensible cunt, in her later part of her life. But hey, at least her youth was pretty legit, I suppose. Fortunately, her legacy didn't last, in that same way. The tea towel scarf. It's cold. It's called living in the PNW, and it's cold as shit. And also, I don't know, it's stylish. What the fuck you want? This thing works well in the summer because it absorbs heat, in the sense of absorbing your sweat and keeps it cool. And in the winter, it works great because it keeps it warm. Shamogs are fucking great, dude. It's just that this particular one is a kafia. Jesse, you're still in the heat. Oh my god. What? Ugh. She's right in front of the heater. She is stealing the heat. Jesse, you goofy girl. Oh my god. No wonder I stopped feeling warm. Oh no. Oh no. Vito, why are you getting up and about? I disapprove of that. Just hang out. Just hang out, bud. Why is her tail going like a windmill? He doesn't want it. He just wants to play. Great. That's awesome. That's lovely. Oh, cool. Things charge up decently. I dig it, dig it. I'll check up on the good old radio. See what's going on. See what fun little things are happening here. Is there like a little article or little something? There's not there's not much happening. Wow. What lovely. So what the fuck? Tour of the abandoned White House? What the hell is this? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. They're all got cobwebs. This is... If the administration already wasn't terrifying. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's terrifying. This shit is just straight terrifying. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, those fucking eyes are so disturbing, dude. Jesus. To be fair, Kash Patel, like, really do got some crazy demon eyes, dude. Those eyes are just, I don't even know, bro. It's like, bro. The shit is just. He literally, like, looks like he's perpetually, like, coked out and paranoid. Or methed out, cracked out. He's on some sort of hard drug. At least it feels like it. I'm gonna see if there's like a little interesting article here. Oh. Here are license plates. Oregon DMV rejected in 2025. F ICE and WTF PDX. Oh, come on. Okay, the F ICE I can kind of understand. The usual applicants for pills, Pinot, and whiskey were denied. Oh, come on. Pinot? No, hardly anyone's going to know that. Give me a break. Other plates that didn't make the cut include F ICE. Your mom. Your mom? Your mum. YURMUM. Dude, come on. Emo AF. Oh, come the fuck on. Really? And vegan AF. Overall, the top recent place of denial was determined to be alarming, threatening, offending, or misleading. Bruh, that's bullshit, dude. The next common recent plates were nixed for reference to a sexual activity bodily function, including to toot, oh fart, and fart girl, FRTGRL. Come the fuck on, man. Those are funny. Oh fart and fart girl, to toot. Dude, come on. Those should be in there, man. Oh, there's a whole fucking list. Oh, Jesus. I need to see this list. It's 10 pages. Have a hard time reading this on mobile? Yeah, I want to look at it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, okay. Alright, I'm just gonna read off the one page. Because I think there's how many are on the one page? Does it say? It doesn't. Well, I guess I won't read all of them because some of them I'm like, huh? I'll just read the funnier ones. 8008S or boobs. That should fucking come on. Shitty. SHIDDY. MTH WSH Methwish. Fenboy. Come on, Fenboy should be included. FU Tina. Okay, that deserves to be rejected because obviously someone has a personal vendetta. What the fuck? Vegan AF. La Turd. D Nuts. 5H1TBX shitbox. Oh, come on. That one deserves to be a thing. Come on now. Nut. N nut. Or NNNNUT nut. Nutty P. Pooski. Your mama won. Uzi for you. BCH BLU Beach Blue. I don't know why that was rejected. 232420. Oh, come on. It's because of the 420 thing. RFRM. Okay. FI's blue waffle. Blue WFL blue waffle. AK4T7. Damn you. BUBEES. Boobies. One brooch. Honestly, the other ones I don't even understand, but a lot of these I'm like, all right, I could kind of get it, but come the fuck on, let them through. What's the point? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Come on now. Oh, spinach. Get out of there. Get the hell out of there. There we go. Sweet. She's just so happy, just stealing all the heat. One goofy girl. And damn it, like, died to fucking shit. Bleh. Bleh. Shit. That is a circumstance indeed. You know, I did actually have like a little. I know it says notification from now. But definitely actually look at that real quick. Should be about for smidge. Oh shit. This is doing that to me. I can't see myself now. Well, damn it. Son of a bitch. Let's see if I can fix this. Alright, there we go. There we go. It's cool. Actually, pop on here real quick here too. I know I can do this. Go. Work. Sweet. Q. Coolio. You're on my foot. When I was being aggressive with his tail. His tail's so heavy and aggressive, dude. It's like, geez Louise, my man. It's this absurdity. Also, I think I finally got my bullshit, fucking sniffle bullshit, my sniffliness to go away. But that's nice. Thank goodness. I was really getting annoyed by that. My nose is still a little, but at least it ain't that. So that's good. Oh, what? I got an idea. I'll see if this works out. Let's see.
Christianity that I've found personally useful enough that I believe I can't get anywhere else to make me want to believe in it, even though I don't really believe in it. Does that make sense? But I mean, yeah, I've definitely had negative experiences with Christians that have put like a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, I'm not surprised that there's Christians in here and actually has to talk about Christianity.
Taste of like vinegar in their mouth. You know, it's already after we've done that.
Well, I'm not that surprised.
There's this one on like Young Sheldon where Sheldon makes a point about how Christianity uses fear to get people to follow the rules. Yeah. I thought an idea because I'm streaming right now. We're gonna illustrate mindlet forces. I will be real with you, Ignar. I don't know that tonight's a good night for it. On the other hand, part of me really does. But it's so cold out here. I've already been streaming for an hour and a half. I don't know, man. You gotta convince me or something. What do you think about the new Trump meeting? Not a goddamn thing. I don't fucking. What are you talking about? The Zelensky and Trump meeting or the Putin and Trump meeting? Bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit and bluster. Until a fucking peace deal gets signed and disarmament happens, don't believe a goddamn thing you read. Don't believe it. Don't literally disregard anything you hear coming out of these news media sources about the war possibly being over or anything like that until you see news stories saying the war is over. You're running on like 50 Hershey Kisses. Somebody had Christmas candy. They're talking about BD? Oh. Trump meets with another genocidal fascist. 11. I don't know. I know hell is a difficult pill to swallow, but the reason hell is so bad is because it is still separation from God. I know it sounds harsh. Well, that is not the reason why hell was explained to me as being bad. The reason why I
Oh shit. Now I'm hearing a little. Yeah. Chatting too much or too quick.
That shit was. I didn't care about any of that shit. I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. That was not. That was not part of our Sunday school lessons. That was not part of my preacher's sermons when I was a kid. It was not about the separation from God. That's not what. It was about the. Okay. Mamdani is certainly amazing news. Well, Mamdani is promising news. Okay. He's not. Mamdani is not God. Speak of the devil, right? But Mamdani is not God. He is not, a titan who can literally make everything he wants to happen by force.
I'm trying to see if I can convince.
That's true.
I have an appointment tomorrow, so it can't be long. No worries. I'm actually.
Right now. Am I? I don't think I am. I think
I'm trying to see if I can convince Phoebes to maybe do a dual stream or some shit, but
expect out of politicians at this point. But I will tell you this: if Mamdani is able to get through,
because she was like, I want to, but it's cold and I don't know, might not be a good night. I'm trying to convince her. I'm like,
we had the letters of Paul written even before the four Gospels were compiled and put together. But yeah, how long after Jesus' presence though were the letters of Paul written? I legitimately don't know. Like I don't know what the accounting is.
burp. Honestly, I don't even know what happened. Like, cause like after like I'd say maybe like I don't know, 15 minutes ago, it just went. I was like, you know what? I know Phoebes is streaming, so I figured I'd be like, maybe it could be a combination thing because we've done this enough already, so it's not like it's an unusual thing, including impromptu ones. So I just figured I shoot the shit and in an attempt. Fortunately, don't seem like it, but it is whatever. But, that's okay. That's okay. I'll say honestly, because I've been streaming later at night, like maybe the algorithm is a little weird on that one, which is kind of interesting because you would think with all right, sorry, Phoebes, I'm pausing you, but but you would think that like it would be more active earlier, like in the day or something. Which is why I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll probably do like a little like hour and a half stream. Like do a little big pregame or something. Before going to like this little free show that's in Portland. So that's a possibility. And like so if so, maybe be a little different because I don't normally stream in the afternoon. The only times I ever have done that was when I was doing like my lunch streams when I used to work at Safeway. And even then, those only lasted like at most like 25, maybe 30 minutes if I was skirting it a little long. That just depends on like, on different shit. But, the liberals ever going to make capitalism is at least 60% responsible for where we are now. Fuck such so quick trying to fix it like an alcoholic spouse. Like, who's really a good person deep down, even as the police have to come to your house twice a month. Yeah. Honestly, I was watching this video that Hassan was reacting to because, hey, yeah, I'm that guy. I like Hassan, but like I did actually get a chance to see the actual original video about like China's infrastructure with like the massive dam they're working on, and also just a few other of their infrastructure works on top of that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like our country is just so fucking slacking bad when it comes to like any of these infrastructural projects. And and there was like that one city, what was it like? It's Quinzhan or Quanzhen or some shit. I forgot exactly what the name is, but it was like supposedly it's like a newer city that they recently built up like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ish ago. Like, because when it was kind of completely done, the West, especially the US, was probably like, oh, it's just an empty city to try to boast that, they're this big fucking city empire, blah, 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 but they're not. And guess what happened within like 5 years, well, less than that, of that city being complete? It ended up being filled with fucking people and being a, prosperous metropolis. So, evidently, there was something to it. They're able to basically just build up these cities, and like the fucking foundation of it, and just people just flock to it, and there you go. I mean, like, they're doing shit that, we ought to have been doing like fucking 30 years ago. People worried about, but spy balloons. Would really try. I was like, hey, maybe it's been visual best side as a whole. Yeah. And also, if China wanted to spy on us, they have satellites. Why would they have fucking weather balloons? Like, that shit was so fucking stupid, where like half the nation freaked the fuck out over a goddamn weather balloon. Or some spy balloons or some shit, where it's like, if we have like the U-2 spy planes and shit like that, and we have spy satellites, you don't think China's got their equivocal? They got plenty of other means to spy on us besides spy balloons. Such a stupid fucking claim. And they took a goddamn fucking F-35, bro. The only time an F-35 shot anything down was a goddamn fucking balloon. Bro. I hope English stays dominant language because it would be too much of a learning curve for me. Yeah, well, Duolingo, man. Arguably, like, if it wasn't for me wanting to try to learn Spanish, I'd be learning Mandarin. Like, because frankly, like, there's two main languages when it comes to business internationally. There's English, and then there's Mandarin. And Mandarin in English is, in the business world, globally, is starting to overtake English. And if that's starting to happen, then, yeah, it's probably a good idea to start learning it a little bit. Like, just still shit about English that confuses me. Yeah, same here. But you know what? Hey, in a weird way, maybe it'll hone your, broader vocabulary in English when you learn another language. That's why they say, like, people who are, like, bilingual or like trilingual, you know, tend to be not just more intelligent, but also a little bit more like honed in if their native tongue too, and with the languages that they already know or learning, you know. So I mean, you know, so I don't know. I just say start with something easy. That's why I'm doing Spanish. And even then, I need to get back on my groove on learning that shit. The Duolingo app literally has like the owl looking like a weird glitch in the Matrix, where it's going like skizzing out. Use iPhones and Androids. Well, not just that, but they got plenty of other means too. The thing is, like, the United States has the same exact fucking shit, and they're doing it to our own populace as well as the globe as well. So it's like, if we're gonna bitch about China doing it, and then it's just like, then well, let's bitch at our own fucking government, you know, for being embedded with these corporations doing the same fucking shit. Like, that's why I never really cared too much that, you know, oh, China's spying on you. It's like, okay, so what? It's what, you don't think that our own government's doing the same fucking shit? Like, it's kind of a, you know, unfortunately, like a naive way of fucking thinking. Because if our government's a little bit more trustworthy, you know, which unfortunately that would never ever fucking happen, you know, it's like, then maybe I could say, sure, you know, yeah, let's worry about that. But I'd rather, you know, worry about something I know I can at least have control over, and maybe we can curtail that to some extent. Can't do anything about China shit, though, but whatever. Like, what are they gonna fucking do to me? I guess if I ever decide to visit China, maybe that, you know, could, you know, be the case. But frankly, like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of weirdly talk more favorably of China, you know, broadly, more so than negatively. And also, at least another thing I've learned when it came to the Uyghur, you know, camps as well, when that was a big thing. The reason why it hasn't been talked about as much anymore, because I know the Associated Press even made an article about this because I looked into it. They're not a thing anymore. They got shut down, which is good. It's the fact that they practically got away with it. It's still shitty, and that's fucked, and they should still be held accountable for it. But at least they're not a thing anymore, which is good. You know, because I know it gets brought up occasionally by people, and they don't realize that they're not a thing anymore. I mean, and that could be for various different reasons, you know, probably due to international pressure, probably because they felt satisfactory to the you know, education slash reculturalification, whatever the fuck, you know, they wanted to, like, you know, paint it as. You know, they thought it was satisfactory enough and other shit. So whatever their thoughts were on it, you know, they stopped it. I don't know exactly when. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, but hey, I'll grant them that, I suppose. Still not good though. But you know what? We never truly, you know, were held accountable due to the Japanese internment camps and shit. So it's like we don't really got much room to complain either. And plus, with this ICE shit going on right now, sure shit we don't. So frankly, in a way, I don't even want to hear that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like, like, start looking in your own goddamn backyard before you start bitching about your neighbor. You know what I mean? It's like, give me a break. Especially when they're like a block or two down the road. Like when it comes to China, it's like, what the fuck? I suppose they're not like the main target of animosity right now because of Venezuela, because we decided to just start going after that. Which I also learned that way earlier this morning, you know, apparently that there was a strike on Venezuelan land on the coast that Trump did and approved of. So, yeah, we're just kind of ramping up for war. Or at least, like, and I even know for a fact that Trump jokingly said with Zelensky, being like, yeah, you know, maybe in 3.5 years they could just do a full fucking war and I could just postpone elections. If he even lives that long. And I think he knows that, so that's why he's trying to do it now. Because then the next president in line, which would be Vance, at that point, might likely just hold the line enough, which I don't know if he would. Maybe for a while, just to kind of feign the idea that I'm just going with the administration, but then an event or two, like a few months later or some shit down the line, makes him change his opinion and walks it back. I mean, I really think Vance is not exactly like completely in lockstep of MAGA shit. I mean, I think he's smart enough and competent enough to see the room and the writing on the wall with the whole broader MAGA era kind of thing. They know that he knows, and I think a lot of the Republicans and GOP and people in the administration know, and even some people within the base know, that there's going to need to be a new era post-Trump, whether they want to admit it or not, especially publicly. Not to mention, because true. Wait, hold on, I missed a couple in here. Maybe last year's maybe Debbie Downer, but I don't see Trump croaking before the end of this term. It's not that he's healthy, clearly not, but people like him clean a life like burrowing tick. Biden carried out his term with a foot in the grave, and as far as I know, he's still shambling. Well, you know what's weird? I hate to fucking, before I finish the rest of everything you're saying, I hate to say it, Biden is a little bit more like uppity and like actually kind of like the old grandpa that will hang out at the dinner table and at least still chat your ear off about bullshit, but at least it's still kind of there. Trump is worse now, arguably. Like, I'm willing to say it. Trump is honestly at this point worse. Like, there was a point where, like, because for a while I think it was kind of delayed with Trump. Like, while Biden, it kind of has just been happening for a minute, and it's just been a steady decline. While Trump has just been like, and it was kind of in a way like his father. Like, it literally was like after a certain point of his age, he had a very significant, massive cognitive decline, because at least for his father, I think it was Alzheimer's. So Trump likely is now getting hit with that. He's getting the Fred moment of like, it is now like it went down a little bit. Now it just went, now it's going off a cliff. We're seeing that. And it wasn't that much long after that shit where Fred died. Like Fred and Trump and Fred and Donald actually do have like commonalities when it comes to their old age of how their health declined. They're almost like kind of the same in a way. They're not really that far off of how they declined. It's just about it's about the speed about how it happens now at this rate, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it happens sooner than later when it comes to Trump, Donald in this case. Took a little longer for Fred. I think it took like a year or so once the Alzheimer's symptoms really started hitting for him. But also Mitch McConnell, I think he's self-explanatory, which I don't think he's good long for this world either, man. Give it like, he might be around a little longer, but, a little longer than Trump, but not much longer. I would give him by like 27, like summer of 2027. Anytime from now to 2027 is summer. Like, I say like July, somewhere around July or something. I'm not going to hold strong to that one, but that's my guess. For Trump, I really do believe that some point by the end of this year, at least sometime within August or September, he's going to croak. I made this prediction the other night on stream. I don't know if you're in for it. Like, I'm calling it. It's going to be by like September or at least by August, and fingers crossed it's on my fucking birthday. Because if so, I'm making my birthday like a personal celebration day of like, yeah, Trump died on my birthday. It's a recurring anniversary gift. Because at that point, I might unironically make a pilgrimage every fucking year on my birthday to wherever his fucking worthless piss ass grave is and just take a gnarly diuretical shit on it, dude. I mean, if it happens on my birthday, or even if it's like a night later or a night before, I'm still gonna do it. Oh shit, Feed Me just Discord me. Hold up. Oh shit, hold up. She asked me if I still want to do one.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. He endorsed the police in his free speech that concerned me a little bit. that's definitely concerning.
I know that I paused her, so that is like way far back. She obviously must be done, or she's got like some other way to hit me up. What if it croaks on 420? All right, looks like it's set up, dude. All right, it's down. Cool. Hell yeah. All right. If anything, I'll probably wait for her to send the link real quick, and then after that, I'll do a quick wrap up. But we'll at least stick around here for a sec. But now this means Phoebe Opie's channel, we're migrating. We're doing the great migration. You see this map? We're like over here. Now we're doing the great migration over there. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing it. We're migrating. Not quite yet, though. Not yet. But here in a sec. I migrate to bed. I figured you would, Rose, but hey, at least for everyone else in the chat, though. The Fury's birthday. And also Marijuana Day, too. Dude, 420 is kind of a weird day, isn't it? Very... It's just... Isn't it? The birthday of Hitler, the weed today, and everything, like... You know what? One of the first things once we go live with Phoebe, I'm going to ask this question. What makes 420 like such a unique day? Not just for the weed shit and the Hitler shit, but there's like, because I know there's other things too. Such an interesting day. And also, what really makes like weed 420? You know what I mean? What's the origins of that? I could just look it up right now, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do it later. Oh, Sherry got it. All right, cool. Well, that means migration time. So give it like 2-3 minutes. But yep, Phoebe Opie's channel. Swing over there, and we'll have a little fun, won't we? It's 420 miracle, and isn't it so? Hopefully. But anyway, catch y'all later, and well, at least for Rose in the next one, and for everyone else, hopefully have Phoebe's. So, see you soon.